perfect time to stay inside and watch some car news. So let's get to it. And I mean, look at the subscriber count. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Just amazing. People don't realize we haven't even been around for a year yet. This is like, we're going on 3 months. How amazing is that? A perfect whoop. So yeah, 1044, let's do this. Episode 13. 13. This meant if we did this once a month, we would have covered a year by now. Episode 13, well, there's 12 months in a year, so technically that would have been the last episode. But we're now doing more than a year if we did this monthly. So, welcome to Car News, and let's start. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of this crap, because usually I go through and zoom in and do all the article crap. I don't have time for that, because I am going on vacation. It shouldn't, affect my usual programming. All the videos that you're going to see have been pre-recorded, yesterday or today, because I'm rounding them all up before I leave. So, Chrysler confirms EV coming soon in 2025. Details plans for Pacifica. It's essentially going to be a Pacifica EV. It's more Chrysler garbage. They say they're going to come up with this. They're going to do that. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be great. They're going to revive the brand. They're going to get the founder of Chrysler out of his grave and put him alive again. Restore the. It never happens. We all know we're going to see maybe one photo of the Pacifica. Maybe guys, this is going to be crazy. You're going to flip out. Maybe even a brochure, and then we're never going to hear about it again, and then they're going to announce the next thing. We're reviving the Chrysler Concorde, and this time it's a hydrogen car. It's just what happens, right? NHTSA has also finally modernized their 5-star crash test safety criteria. If you don't, the NHTSA is, you're in America. It's like the Euro ANCAP. This is just our, government-funded thing. The NHTSA has been behind the IIHS, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The big difference between the two is that the NHTSA is funded by the government, meanwhile the IIHS is funded by the much richer insurance companies. I'm sure that's surprising for you to know. The United States government does not give NHTSA, which is pretty important. They give hundreds of thousands of dollars for foreign studies, and yet our own traffic safety health organization barely gets any funding. NHTSA is actually poorer than the IHS, which is run by insurance companies. Not surprising considering we're, $40 billion in debt, but still, Anyway, they finally modernized their 5-star crash safety test. I think the IHS has been modernized for about 10 years now, so that's good. Hyundai has revealed their all-electric Ioniq 9. Wow, I didn't even zoom in here. This is just how zoomed in it is. Oh, that stinks. And here's what it looks like. It's not bad. I actually like this. I mean, it's kind of overzealous with the graphics. If the white graphics and, stick out things and, peel-off decals weren't there, it'd be a kind of classy. I think this is kind of a slick way to go, with the fake grille. It's not bad. Electric cars also, I know, a lot of people don't know this, they still need vents for things like air conditioning and crap like that. They still need vents. They're not just entirely ventless. So, yeah. I mean, it's pretty glamorous. It's nice. I can see the license plate being a bit of an issue, but other than that, it should be okay. Hyundai and Genesis have recalled a decent amount of vehicles for loss of drive power. If you don't know where loss of drive power is, let's say you're driving and you put your foot on the gas pedal and nothing happens. That's loss of drive power. Yeah, and it's also for EVs. Their EVs have just been really, really wonky. They've showed that these vehicles have this system where it's a one-pedal driving mode, so that it's kind of hard to visualize, but I'll try my best. When your foot is on the gas pedal, you're moving forward, right? And then when you take it off, the car coasts. That's how a normal car drives. The one-pedal idea is that you only ever use one pedal. So the accelerator pedal is still used for accelerating. It's less acceleration and more setting your speed. It's not like miles per hour or anything, but, like a car, you're choosing how much acceleration you give to that motor. So if I give my car acceleration, it's going to keep going faster and faster and faster and faster, and it depends how much time it will take for the car to go faster, depending on how hard I'm pushing the pedal. If I'm not pushing the pedal, the car is just going steadily and coasting, and if I'm barely even pushing it, it may not even make a difference. The one-pedal driving mode is essentially, instead of setting, how hard the car is accelerating, you're just setting the constant speed that the car is at, right? So if you press it down more, then you go faster, except you continue at that faster speed. You don't keep going faster and faster and faster and faster. And then when you let off the car pedal, the car brakes, right? That's the idea behind it. And usually when you hit the brake pedal, which is for your normal 2, or if you know how to drive a car, 3-pedal driving modes, I guess, When you hit the brake pedal, the brake lights light up. That's true for these EVs, but in the one-pedal driving mode, or when you take your foot off the accelerator, the rear lights don't come on. So you could be braking in the middle, like I could go 60 miles per hour to 0 in a 4-lane highway, and my brake lights would not come on a single time. And I don't believe that's been recalled. So yeah, these EVs, I mean, they look nice. They've got the engineering team out here to come up with all this snazzy triangles, but they can't figure stuff out, so not surprised with that. GM is also developing adaptive springs for suspension systems. Adaptive springs are just a fancy word for a spring that, springs are springy. It just changes how springy and how the spring reacts. That's pretty much it. It's a fancy car thing. Also, the 2026 Lexus ES has been fully exposed to new photos. Now, the ES is based off the Camry, so, I was kind of expecting this to be very Camry-like, and it's exactly like a Camry, except with that patented Lexus screen and a little clock up there. Another concerning trend is it says Lexus instead of having a badge at the back. I don't like that. That looks cheap. Another thing is this, where they have, like, the black scale effect, and then I think they should do a gradient, because this looks cheap. I mean, the plastic molding on the black plastic looks fine because you can't see it. Here you can see all the lines where they're all attached, and it takes away from the glamour of the entire thing. And I hate the black. I really hope they get rid of that and that stays tan, because if that does, it'll be a nice looking car. But seriously, keep the logos, guys. Stop just writing the name of the car on the back. Also, Tesla. I have to say that you should not buy a Tesla or an electric vehicle in general, but now I really do think you should if there's a Hertz near your house. They're apparently selling these. I've seen, apparently someone bought them for under $10,000. If you could get a Tesla Model 3 for under, just buy it. It'll be fine. Just maybe check out the charging network in your area and then buy it. Get it checked out, of course, and treat it like a normal car. Just don't go out there and slam your cash on the table. But they're very nice cars. Teslas may be not as good as internal combustion cars, in my opinion, but they are nice cars. Heated seats, big old screen, all the features that you would want, and for $10,000, it's a hell of a steal. So yeah, definitely. They're not all being sold for that little, but still. Also, Hyundai has announced a recall of more than 42,000 vehicles due to wiring issue that can cause them to roll. Is anyone surprised? So, the Hyundai Santa Cruz and a Hyundai Tucson have transmissions that can shift out of park without the brake pedal having been applied, yada yada yada. Big surprise, not a big issue. When they say roll, they don't mean like all of a sudden your car's gonna actively, be on its side and be actually rolling. No, the car is just rolling forward or backward, like if it's parked on a hill or anything. And it's the Santa Cruz and Tucson. They're the same car. The Santa Cruz has just got the jaws of life have gotten at it, so not a big issue there. Volkswagen, they're in a rough place. Yeah, they're doing awful. They may go bankrupt. They may get destroyed. It's not gonna be pretty, whatever it is. But they're trying to redesign all their vehicles to see if they can get any more sales. Squeeze all the juice out of the lemon before it expires. And I mean, the new Tiguan, it looks nice, apparently, but also Alfa Romeo. It's all these companies. It's all the bigwigs sitting in their chairs at the corporate office penthouses in New York. They all say, oh, we're going to go to EV by blah, blah, blah years. We've seen this from Volvo, Alfa Romeo, Toyota. Every single car company out there has said they are going all EV by insert random date here. 2050, 2015, when the sun comes back. It's like the angel Aquarius, when the moon... Yeah, it's impossible to guess when. Because when they do actually set a time that's, not just like, we'll start, we'll go electric only once we develop an electric only platform. Great, so when are you going to do that? When we feel like it. Fantastic. But they actually had a pretty deadline. They said the next Giulia that's going to come out will be EV. And no, it's ICE. Internal combustion engine vehicle. So yeah, it may have an engine, so yay. Alfa Romeos they're fine, don't really bother me. But oh yeah, this is another one that's poorly blocked by this. I don't know why they do this right apart. I've used some of their articles before. They always do this. It's got this stupid little news bar at the top just to get to read more articles. Anyway, out of nowhere, Toyota. This just shows you the difference between Toyota and Honda. Sometimes Toyota's a lot more preachy than Honda is when it comes to new technology. Honda has just come out with a solid-state battery. If you don't know, Toyota has been talking about their solid-state battery since, feels like the beginning of time. Like 2017, around then. And they finally just came out with it. And Honda just came out with one at the same time. So I'm guessing Honda's been working on it for a while. Not only doing that, they've came out with a battery manufacturing plant. Now, this likely, seriously, likely, isn't going to be for cars, usually for motorcycles. But still, if you don't know solid-state batteries, instead of using lithium-ion, the big, stinky juice that explodes, it's actually made out of stuff and things, like solid stuff and things. And it's better at holding power and more efficient. But it's likely not going to be in actual EVs, probably just in motorcycles. Honda's a very motorcycle-forward company. So, e-bikes, great, I guess. Not that thing. But in awesome Honda news, a new Passport. The Passport is kind of sad. Honda came out with it in the 1980s as an Isuzu Rodeo dupe. Like it was actually an Isuzu Rodeo. That's it. There was also an Acura version that pathetically failed because it was like $10,000 more expensive and didn't change anything. Anywho, they brought the Passport back in 2019, I believe. And all it was a Pilot cut short. It was just, they took the back and they cut it off and that's it. Got rid of the third row and boom, got a Passport. Now, it's not bad, but it's definitely been neglected. As when we look at their vehicles here, you can see the Passport is the old generation. They have come out with a new Pilot and yet the Passport, and this happened like a year ago. The Passport has been using the old architecture, the old everything, for about a year now. Keep in mind, this came out in like 2019, so they finally have a new one, the 2026 Passport. This one is just going to be here, crying and dying in its own feces until 2026 when it gets replaced with this awesome, it reminds me of an element, Honda Element. Reminds me of that, just awesome, cool. It looks a lot like a Land Cruiser. I think they're doing that on purpose. The Pilot's the big family hauler, and then the Passport's the cool little off-road thing. Also, this one doesn't really matter that much, but it just, this is kind of like that bumper sticker. I used to be cool. Well, Toyota is still cool, just not here in the United States. The Lexus LBX Marazzo RR packs 300 horsepower in a 6-speed manual. Just reminding you that Toyota does make cool cars, just not here. This is in Japan. I believe this is based on the CHR. And boy, is that awesome. 300 horsepower, 6-speed manual. It's pretty small, too. Just amazing. So, yeah, just a reminder, Toyota does still make cool cars. Also, Volkswagen owns Cupra, which is a weird car company. It's not big per se, but it's not a small car company either. Anyway, they're trying to work with Penske to bring in the United States, and apparently what everyone's talking about and everyone's freaking it out is it's going to launch with internal combustion engine cars and EVs. The hope is with this, first of all, Volkswagen Group, they stink right now. Like seriously, they're in some serious trouble. So this Cupra might be able to help them with sales. And also the EV thing, this is supposed to be like Chinese EVs except for America. I don't completely buy into that, but it should be interesting. Also, Hyundai and Kia have recalled more than 2,800 electric vehicles over power loss issue. Yeah, I just put this one in there, that way you could see the actual number, because the other article, it was very hard to get out of. So yeah, 208. Yay! Also, Volkswagen 2025 Taos, they've come out with it. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, I like I said, I've covered this before. They're just redoing every vehicle. That's all they really can help to do. That's all they can do. Also, surprise, surprise, Stellantis, which is, of course, Chrysler's parent company, has delayed the Ram electric pickup until 2025. I am sure when 2025 comes around, we still ain't gonna get no electric pickup. And also, why does it look that ugly? It looks like a beer bottle or something. Anyway, moving on to the last piece of news. The Jeep Grand Cherokee and Dodge Durango have been recalled for a rollaway risk. So, yay. This is just another thing. This is happening. The NHTSA, big recalls come out for like engine. Last time it was engine failure, this time it's brakes. They do testing on cars about a year for like every feature that they have. And this time of the year, it just ends up being the transmission brake time of year. So, yeah. with that, thanks for watching.